Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you may be. And welcome back to the channel. And welcome to another edition of HCW Show Squared, the show takes your format or formula of the now defunct HCW Show podcast that spends the power of, you guessed it, 2. I'm your host, as always, Dan, DP, or we all say in the industry nowadays, DpuizY. Yeah. And I am alone for this one. Again, it's a matter of who's free, who's not free, etc, etc. I'm the one who's got a beat here, though. So on weeks that people aren't free, it'll be just me. So it is what it is. Without any further ado, though, let's just get into things. I'll kick things off instantly. We're going, all the social media outlets at the bottom of the screen. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter or X, and Twitch is there. It's not going to be there. Blue Sky, same name, HCW Show, and TikTok, same thing, HCW Show. If you feel so inclined, I am also on Twitter or X at DpuizY. There it is, DpuizY. And that's about it, really. And one more bit of admin before we get into the review. These are just the reviews of one person, me. And my opinions are not to be taken as gospel, because at the end of the day, you should go out and seek these shows out and form your own opinions based on what you view. This should be watched in collaboration with the actual show, so you can form your own opinions and compare them to mine. Do not, if I say something's bad, do not assume that thing is bad, because that thing is going to be my opinion. If I say the thing is the best match I've ever seen, do not take that at face value, because that is going to be just one person's opinion out of, several 100,000 people who watch the show. But yeah, with that in mind, let's get into the review. This is for NXT on the 18th of March 2025. We are 1 week removed from Roadblock and is now finally on that road to stand and deliver. We're roughly 4 weeks away from it. So let's see what the build is and what general direction they're going in to try and push forward to stand and deliver. So we kick things off with the first match of the night. It is for the Women's United States Championship. We have Sol Ruka, the challenger, taking on the champion, Chelsea Green. Of course, Chelsea wins, following her unprettier, following a prevention of the Soul Snatcher. I rate it 3 stars. You know you're in for a good one when the opening match features Chelsea Green. I want her to get used more in NXT, where she can further shine, especially with her new cabinet member, Alba Fire. Although I do wish to improve the name Kaylee Ray. Sol Ruka was also good, as always. She's great, but the result was never in doubt. So while it's pretty cool for NXT talent to win a main roster title, it just isn't something they tend to do. Now, if someone from NXT was to win a main roster title, speed titles do not count. In the coming weeks, we know someone is watching this show. But yeah, that was that for that first bit. After we go backstage, we are joined by Trick Williams, who is preparing for an underground match with Eddie Thorpe, when in comes Javon Evans. Javon gets it now. He's gotten a big win over Ethan, and he's gotten attacked by the 4 mystery people. Trick fires back at him, emphasising on the fact that they are not friends and that Javon needs to get that in his head. Trick's planning to give out to Overvemy and get him back to his men's NXT World title. Please, no. And then Trick walks off. Then in comes Lexus King, who he's got his head shut with him. And he tells Javon that Trick is right and that he should be more grateful that he can eat solid foods again, because it wasn't long ago that he was stuck to sucking his solid food through straws. Javon then punches him in the jaw, basically, with an unsolicited attack. And with that, I can sort of see why Ricky Saints is so fixated on NXT violence being sort of all the time and unnecessary. After this, we go backstage again. the family, Tony D'Angelo's lot, are getting ready for their 6-person tag match when Tony D comes in. Stack suggests that Tony does not get involved in the match and waits in the back. Tony is on board with the thinking, and they seem ready for the match. After this, we go back to the ring, but it's not time for a match. It's time for an in-ring promo with the new NXT Women's World Champion, Stephanie Vaquer. She talks about how English might not be her first language, but that is because wrestling is her first language. And now she is best of the best, mejor de la mejor. I think it was something like that. Both titles proves that. She's just waiting for her first challenger now. In comes Jordan Grace. Jordan gives Stephanie her flowers, but she wants to bring attention to the fact that she beat Roxanne Perez last week, someone who the women's NXT title was not brought to a whole different level. She's about to say that it puts her in front of the queue for Stephanie. However, she's taken up by Jada Parker, who is now calling her shots, and this is her calling her shot at Stephanie. She ain't waiting until Stan deliver. Stephanie doesn't say anything in reply to this, but she seems on board and game for whatever Jada wants to do. We move backstage again. It's Hank and Tank. They basically just say, they're gonna get extreme because they had the advice from the Hardy Boys, and it's like, we're gonna get extreme, bro, because they hit first and they hit last, but there's no honk honk because they've been corrupted by the Hardy Boys. A scourge on the wrestling business. Anyway, in the second match of the night, it's a tag team match. We have Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura taking on Hank and Tank, Hank Walker and Tank Ledger. Briggs and Inamura would win this following a lariat and top rope body splash on Tank. I rated this 2 3/4 stars. It was a fine match. It felt a bit rushed because it only got about 5 minutes. I'm a little confused by that, but the match itself was fine. Briggs and Inamura are definitely the right team to push at the moment. However, why does this feel like they're only the second or third singles tag win? They've been together for a couple of months now, so it just feels kind of weird that now they're getting the sort of focus. I don't know. But yeah, fine match. Just there. Backstage, Eddie Forbes walking around the locker room. People seemingly want nothing to do with him, sort of backing away, moving out of his way. Eddie then runs into Ridge Holland, and they have a heart-to-heart about how nobody accepts them for who they are. They then connect over their feuds with sport entertainers, Ricky Saints and Trick Williams. Ridge comments on how they've both got to make sure that they deal with their respective sports entertainer. Ridge with Ricky and Eddie with Trick. After this, we go into the third match of the night. It is a 6-person tag match with the family, Stax, Lucas Fino, and Adriana Rizzo taking on the Culling, Brooks Jensen, Nico Vance, and Izzy Dame. And of course, the winning team would be the Culling, following a Death Valley driver on Luca from Nico. I rated this 2 3/4 stars. In a match that seemed quite mediocre on paper, it lived up to its name on screen. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't memorable. Izzy got her rightful share of the spotlight here though, as she should have. And Nico got the closing moment and the pin, as he probably should have. We also saw a repercussion in a storyline sense of Stax's decision making as the stand-in leader of the family, as the underboss, as his choice to keep Tony D away from the match resulted in Tony D getting taken out by the mystery group backstage. Is there a chance that we see Tony D and Stax in the future, like one-on-one, sort of maybe hand the family down to Stax, or maybe a battle for the family? I don't know. But I imagine soon we'll set up some sort of 4v4 with that mystery group as well. I don't know who represent Team NXT, but I don't After we are joined in Ava's office. Ava is joined by Stephanie McCare. Ava authorises the title match between Jada Parker and Stephanie McCare for the Women's NXT World Championship, when suddenly in comes Fallon Henley, who is not with Fatal Influence. No JC, no Jasmine, just Fallon, to demand her title rematch. Again. Ava is once again hesitant to grant this, and then an argument does break out, and eventually McCare just says, okay, sure. You want a match? I'll give you a match. And Fallon specifically asks for it to be after the match with Jada, which again, McCare is like, okay, whatever, I'll do it. So Ava can't say no, basically at this point, and it is now official for next week. We're gonna have McCare in 2 matches against Jada Parker and Fallon Henley. After this, we go backstage. We get a bit more from the footage of Tony D'Angelo getting attacked by the Mystery Group. They get up in the camera and say, "We warned you, and nobody's safe," etc., etc. Cool. After this, we go into the 4th match of the night, which was a singles match. We had Carmen Petrovic, swing, with Ashante Adonis taking on JC Jane, who is with Fatal Influence, including Fallon. So, I don't know. Anyway, JC wins following a rolling encore, which is the spinning elbow that she does. I rate it 2 stars. Short match, didn't really get into first gear. I guess it was alright, but alright for what it was. A 4-minute match that didn't really serve a purpose outside of just being a match for the sake of being a match. The whole Ashante stuff in match 2 was kind of unnecessary. He slid a chair into the ring, and Carmen was like, I'm not going to use that, and then Ashante was like, go use it, and then she was like, no, I don't want to use it, and then that led to her not getting attacked by JC, but like sort of distracted her for a moment. JC could have attacked her, but Carmen somehow came back into it, I don't know, whatever. And it then led into JC hitting the rolling encore. It was fine enough match. It gives JC and Fatal Influence some heat, which is good. They need that. I feel like Fallon could have used this more, personally, going into her match with McCare next week. However, saying that as well, she wasn't the one who laid out Carmen a few weeks ago. So, it makes sense why it was JC. Just, I don't know why we're not giving a Fallon match. Anyway, backstage now, Hank and Tank are lamenting over the fact that they weren't able to get extreme enough to win their match against Briggs and Uhura earlier. Despite getting advice from the Hardy Boys, Hank suggests that maybe they need to get more advice from more legendary tag teams. But in comes Wesley and his boys Tazan Dupont and Tyra Kingway to mock them, namely Wes, who points out that sometimes people ain't got it, and Hank and Tank do not have it, according to him. And that's the end of that. Hank does take offense to this. So Tank does, and Hank calms him down, holds him back, sort of thing. But that's the main meat of it. After this, we go backstage again. Jada Parker is seen leaving Ava's office, and she's been told her title match is confirmed with Stephanie McCare for next week. She says she is done waiting around, and Jordan Grace found that out firsthand. She wants to walk in, stand, and deliver as the Women's NXT World Champion. Meanwhile, in the background, we can see Carmen Petrovic and Ashante Adonis having an argument, presumably over the fact that Ashante felt the need to give Carmen a chair and for her to cheat to win, basically. So yeah, Trouble in Paradise. Ooh. I don't care for the Ashante Carmen thing. I thought we were done with it, but apparently we're not. 5th match now, singles match, penultimate match of the night. We have Ricky Saints taking on Rich Holland, and Ricky wins following a 50% Rochambeau. I rated 2 stars first. I'll put that out there. 2 stars I rated it, and I really hope, and this is me saying this as a fan, that I really hope this is not the Ricky Saints that we can expect going forward. I hope this was just a blip, or maybe a result of working with Ridge. I don't know. What I do know, however, is that this match was not good. It felt slow, it felt sluggish, and never really got anywhere. It had an obvious result, and that's about it. And a thing I keep mentioning here, and will keep mentioning it until it's actually addressed or done something about, Ridge Holland. You've got like money in a bottle there. That ain't the saying, I know, but you've got someone who killed Chase U, who killed one of NXT's most beloved groups in the history of the company, and now he's just losing to the new hires. He's just doing random stuff and losing. It don't fit. As for Ricky, I hope we see more of what he did in AEW in NXT, because so far Ricky's been kind of underwhelming. After we go outside in a parking lot, the mystery group are here. They're talking, and they're over the whole earn your spot sort of ideology or philosophy in NXT. We see all four faces of the mystery group. They're reshaping NXT in their form. They make chaos. They love the chaos, and they love the chaos they make. However, they feel that at the moment they've not left their mark tonight, as of just yet. So they head back to the arena. And only one match left on the card. They may play a factor in the upcoming match. We go backstage next with an interview with Ricky Saints. I feel I'm cursed at this point. Ricky Saints has an interview at this point, and he promises to bring a whole new revolution, but he's cut off by the culling. Nico warns him to open his eyes, as the revolution he talks about is happening before his eyes. Izzy says that he can talk the talk, but he don't measure up. And then Ricky retorts by saying he measures up, and then there's like a mock kiss at Izzy. And then at this, he says like Ricky Saints always measures up in the right places. Sexual innuendo, euphemism, whatever. And then it cues in like this weirdly placed crowd noise. It was like a canned laughter effect. And he was like, Ricky Saints always measures up in the right places. And then it's like, whoa! I'll play a clip here or something.
But it just doesn't seem you measure up.
You shouldn't be laughing, and you need to get your eyes checked, sweetheart. One thing about Ricky Saints is that I always measure up in the right places.
But it's really weird because the rest of the promo is not got noise, or at least minimal noise, right? It's like, oh, he made a sexual innuendo. Whoa, a man did it at a woman unsolicited. Whoa, no, that's not how it works. We're past this shit. Or play. We should be past that shit. But I don't know what to do with Ricky Saints at the moment. I really don't, and we'll see what happens, I guess. So after this, we go into the sixth match and the main event of the night. It is the NXT Underground match, Eddie Thorpe and Trick Williams. The question I always ask the Trick Williams match is, can Trick disperse the rumours of being able to go past 15 minutes in a match? The answer would be no, as Trick wins by TKO first, following a Trick knee and hammer fists. I rated it 2.5 stars. It was a very short underground match, and honestly, it kind of under-delivered on a match that they've been promoting for the last 3 to 4 weeks. They've literally treated this match like it was a TV special main event. Instead, they placed it on a regular TV show main event, and it barely went 4 minutes. It was ridiculous. I get wanting to push Trick as a big threat, whatever, but you've punked out Eddie Thorpe, who is this guy who's beaten Trick clean in the strap match, who's tied with Trick. I think it was at the Garden when they did the whole double pin thing, and that was questionable at best. But you made him down nothing more than an office stock of a competitor. He's doing all this trash. He's the underground king because he's got underground experience, whereas Trick does not. And he loses in 4 minutes. So, I don't know. Also, the segment he had with Ridge earlier in the night means nothing now because they both lost to their respective sports entertainers. but Ridge looked semi-strong. So I don't understand it. Eddie did not get a chance whatsoever here. I've also got a message here from Penciled In Nikki. Wonderful people over Penciled In as well. Her and Mike. And I agree with her point here. But I'll play it now so you see it.
Doing this as well. Undertaker's meaty dong hits. And
he just slaps his dong out and,
that's not the right clip. But basically, her point was that Trick and Eddie have no in-ring chemistry. And we've now seen 3 matches between the pair of them that prove that to be the case. We've seen a normal singles match, we've seen a strap match, and we've now seen Underground. 3 different scenarios, and they've shit the bed each time. I don't know. I really don't know. After the match, though, Trick says that he's ready to get ready for Stand and Deliver season, and he calls out Oba. Oba, being the actual champion he is, an actual representative for the brand he is, comes out and gets in Trick's face. Words are exchanged off mic, but then the lights go down. It's the mystery group. They're here. They're observing from the crowd and approaching very, very slowly. However, before they can pounce, in comes Javon Evans, and Javon Evans is now in the ring with Trick and Oba. He gets pushed away, but then the 3 of them begin to brawl, resulting in people outside the ring, like the whole them people, to get involved and try to break them up, while the mystery group music plays and the lights go on and off. It's like a weird fucking party. It looks very weird. During the fighting, though, Javon appears from nowhere and lands a massive cut on Oba, taking Oba down, leaving Javon and Trick standing tall as the mystery group sort of seem pleased with what they've seen. They're like, yes, good job on the chaos, yes. But yeah, that ends the show. But I'm going to pose something to you, the viewer, the listener. Because that last scene that we saw of the group, it has me questioning something. And firstly, at Stand and Deliver, does the men's NXT World Title match become a triple threat? Do we add Javon Evans to the Oba and Trick match? Also, the group have got a name. The group are called Dark State. Why didn't they attack? There was 2 of them or 3 of them to their 4. They outnumbered them. So, what if Javon or Trick is the one in charge of Dark State? Because right now there are 4 not necessarily well-known people in NXT. You've got Dion Lennox, Shaquan Sugars, and 2 others that I can't remember the names of. They need a leader of some sort of stature, and Javon would fit that bill, and as would Trick, obviously. But Trick has not been targeted yet by the group, I don't think. I could be wrong on that. I might be wrong on that. But Javon definitely has been targeted by the group. So, it's very WWE booking to have the leader sort of be like, oh no, I got attacked, yada yada. I honestly, like, they do this kind of swerve, right? Where it's like, oh no, he could have been him because he got attacked by whoever. And it's like, actually, no, surprise. I think there's a 5th member of Dark State, and I think that person is Javon Evans. Like, I've got a history of getting these things wrong. Like I said, Kalani Jordan would join the Culling, right? Or before it was called the Culling, but Sean Spears and Co. I called it. But there's something about this that I feel like Javon is turning, because he and Shakur Sugars also go back to indie days as Jay Malachi and Lucky Ali. So I don't know. I feel like there's more to it than this. I think they've got a leader, and that leader is Javon or it's Trick. but I'm a little more with Javon. Because Trick is their golden goose, who's probably leaving as well after Stand and Deliver. So, you need someone who's going to be sticking around for Dark State. But yeah, with that in mind, that does bring an end to the episode. It's shorter than usual because it's just me, so there's no back and forth with anyone else. Hope you enjoyed. As always, please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment underneath to say what you thought, what you liked, what you disliked, etc, etc. And as well, obviously subscribe, because every little interaction, every little subscribe, every little push that button helps us get towards our goals. But yeah, with that in mind, I have been Dan, DpuizY. You can check me out anywhere here. Also, I was recently on Mr. Impact Craig's Calling the Spots. We talked a lot of fun stuff. Go check that out if you get the chance. Likewise, go check out the Penciled In guys and their podcast. They do some fun stuff over there as well. But yeah, with that in mind, I've been Dan, DpuizY, and this has been episode 81 of the HCW Show Squared podcast.